Should you back Marvel United Multiverse? No, I don't think you should. And let me tell you why, because my name is Sam, this is Should You Back It, and I'm here to help you crowdfund with confidence. Marvel United Multiverse is a co-op game for 1 to 5 players that'll take about 40 minutes to play and whose core pledge will set you back £53 or $65. Now this is a continuation in the Marvel United game line, with Marvel United and Marvel United X-Men having previously been released. Now when it comes to gameplay, I don't really get bogged down into the nitty-gritty details in these videos. Instead, if you want to see a playthrough or detailed breakdown of gameplay, you can click this link up here to a video I'd recommend. But in essence, players will pick a hero, you'll then face off against a villain. Villain and heroes will alternate their turns, adding cards to the storyline, each with their own effects. The heroes have to rescue civilians, defeat thugs, and clear threats in order to weaken and defeat the villain, and you can do that more effectively by combining hero effects and working together to create what are in essence combos. It's really the same core gameplay loop that we'll have seen in the previous Marvel United games, which on the whole have been pretty positively received. So if it's not because of the gameplay that I'm not recommending this, it must be because of the company that's making it, right? Well, no, actually. You see, in each of these Should You Back It videos, I do a risk assessment on the company making it and take a look into the games they've previously made to see how they ran those campaigns in order for us to gain an understanding and a glimpse into what our experience could be like as a backer. This campaign is being ran by CMON. They are serial crowdfunders, with this being their 54th campaign. They have 5 games that are still awaiting fulfillment or are in differing stages of development and production, with Masters of the Universe, Marvel Zombies, Cyberpunk 2077 Gangs of Night City, Dune, War for Arrakis, and most recently Cthulhu Death May Die Season 3 and 4. Now normally this amount of open campaigns would be a major worry for me, but for CMON this is kinda normal. Kickstarter and crowdfunding is kind of their thing, and they consistently deliver their games, even if there can be a slight delay at times. Because of their wealth of experience on the platform and the amount of games they've shipped, they get a green light from a risk assessment point of view for me. So then why is it that I think you shouldn't back this game? Now I know some of you are going to hate me in the comments for saying this, but it's because most of you probably don't need it and should likely just pick up the original Marvel United game instead. But I am going to explain that there are reasons why you should, or why it would be okay to back this game, because I think there are caveats. First of all, if you don't own a Marvel United game, the reason why I think you should skip this one is because first of all, you're going to be waiting until 2024 until you get it. And if you really want to try out the gameplay this series of games offers, it would be much wiser to just go online, find Marvel United for £35 to £40 and play that. You'll get it right now, you'll get to see if you'd like it, and if you don't, I believe it will be much easier to sell on. See, here's the thing, Marvel United X-Men, they all contain easily recognizable characters. They're a lot more familiar, and as such, if you are wanting to sell it on, it's likely going to be easier to find a buyer for those games. With the multiverse, there are a lot more obscure characters that a lot of people may not recognize, and therefore may not be immediately drawn to. So that's one reason why I wouldn't recommend you back this if you are new to the series. If you're not new to the series though, and maybe you backed previous Marvel United campaigns, I want to repeat a point that Alex Radcliffe made over on Board Game Co. Do you need this extra amount of content? Now don't get me wrong, if you've played through the other games fully, you've tried out all the villains and heroes, and the game is more or less spent, then go for it. Add this to your collection because you're clearly getting the use out of it, right? But if you've barely played this, I don't want to sound like your parent, but you don't need this. Play the game and the content that you already have and spend that extra money elsewhere. And remember, if you live in the UK like me, you're going to have to be paying an extra 20% on top for VAT for whatever your pledge is. But here's why I think you should back it. See, if you don't really care about the resale value and you don't mind waiting, the reason to start with Marvel United Multiverse is that it's going to be the latest iteration of the rules and the most evolved form of the gameplay. Secondly, this is a CMON game, and by backing the campaign, you're usually getting a crap ton of stretch goals and a ton of extra content for the price of your core pledge, which means that you'll be getting a lot of extra replay value, which again is a massive win. How much difference each stretch goal hero will bring, however, is a completely different matter entirely. All in all, I don't think you should back this game right now. The FOMO is strong with CMON's campaigns, and they do it really well and market their campaigns really well too. But as always, this is my recommendation. Hopefully you feel a little bit more informed. If you have found it helpful, I'd love it if you could check out this video next. YouTube thinks you'll like it, and by watching it, you'd be really helping support me and my channel.